When the famous artist John James Audubon visited Key West in 1831 and 32, the property that now boasts his name was not the same. There were 4 homes with 4 families on that property with a garden in the center. Naval Captain John H. Geiger and his family lived in one of those homes. Captain Geiger built the current building in 1846. He lived there with his wife and 9 children. John Audubon never owned the house nor lived in it. The fact that the house was named after a short-term visitor has to infuriate Geiger's spirit. Geiger and his wife lived in the house for almost 40 years and created the magnificent garden. Perhaps this is why they can still be seen all over the grounds. John Geiger is said to have a shadowy past, many believing he was also a pirate in his early days, and it is rumored that he buried several of his treasures in the garden. Maybe this is why he remains. Geiger was also a wrecker, a lucrative business of salvaging ships that had wrecked on the reefs that surround the island. He can still be seen on the second-floor balcony surveying the shallow waters. In the 1830s and 40s, wrecking in Key West made the city the richest per capita in the entire country. 3 of the Geiger children died from yellow fever. Another had a tree climbing fall that ended their life. All passed on in the children's room. A baby doll was made in the likeness of one of the dead children, which was a custom at the time. The doll could never be photographed. Black lines and blotches always marred the photos. The doll disappeared under mysterious circumstances and has never been seen again. Just before the doll disappeared, alarms at the museum would go off most every night, though no one was in the building. This all stopped when the doll was stolen, or, as some believe, ran away. Another strange tradition was to have an artist paint the recently deceased. Such a painting was called an oilogram, or a death portrait. The death portrait in the Audubon House is of 10-year-old Hannah. The painting is so haunted and disturbing that the museum has left it facing the wall, out of view, for years. Employees hear muffled children's voices and laughter coming from the children's room. Geiger died in 1885. The home remained in his family until the death of Captain Willie Smith in 1956. Smith was an eccentric. He was recluse and had his supplies brought to the house, placed in a basket that he would hoist up to the second-floor balcony. The house was where he felt safe, and his ghost has been seen throughout. The house was scheduled for demolition but was saved and converted into the museum in 1958. It was named for the artist John Audubon, although I wouldn't say that too loudly inside the house.